Hey everyone, in this Starfield how to build outpost video, I'm going to walk you through the steps required to do this and explain how it all works. So we're out in orbit of Jemison here, and if we hit the pause button and have a little look at the star map, the first thing you need to be thinking about is what sort of resources do you want to find with your outpost, and how do you want to build it. So Jemison, which is where you pretty much start the game, you can see the resources once you've scanned it here, and then if you hover over here using your left stick, you can see there's water, there's chlorine, lead, argon and chlorosanes. But that's quite a lot of stuff here. One of the most key things that you can collect is not on this planet, so I'm going to show you another choice, which is just the moon outside it here, which is this one here. And if we select this with A, we can see this is Kurtz, which is the moon of Jemison, and you can see this just has two resources, but they're very easy to collect, and I think they're a good starting point for understanding how building an outpost works. Helium-3 is used by your ship for travel, and aluminium is a very much required resource for building all sorts of stuff, particularly with outposts and other things. So the first thing we're going to do is go over to Kurtz, and we're going to land there, and I'm going to show you some of the basic systems that we've got here. So we just select the planet here. Actually, what we'll do is we'll show the resources first. So we see this thing here that says LB, so we'll have a little look at it here. This shows where the I can't remember what it was called. Helium-3, is it? Yeah, helium-3 and aluminium is. So the light green is helium-3 and the dark green is aluminium. And what we want to be thinking about is a nice landing area. And I have picked this one before, so I'm going to go to. We could go there, or I should probably pick a new one for you, shouldn't I? Just so you understand how this works. So I'm going to go down here. So I want to basically create an outpost where I can gather both of these resources fairly easily. So I'm going to put the landing target slap down here. For me, that's A. If it's a different button for you, it'll show down the bottom there. So I'll select A to select the landing target, or set the landing target. And you can see it says Kurtz Craters, and I'm going to go land. So just below me there, hold down X, and away we go. So because I've been to Kurtz before, I can fast travel there, even though I was at Jemison. You might have a step in between, but you should hopefully be confident by now with those sort of controls. So to begin with, you can create, I think it's 8 outposts, but you don't want to be going willy-nilly, setting them up here, there and everywhere. You want to be thinking about what resources make sense for you. And like I say, these are two very popular resources that you're going to need a lot. So we've landed here, and we're going to exit the ship. You can see the button there is X to exit the ship, so we'll do that.
Even without life, there is the potential for beauty.
There is. I'm with Andrea, so she's a strange individual. Yeah, I just recently met her, so I thought we'd tag around with her and she'll do the odd random comment as we're going. Anyway, when we're on the planet, what you can do is access your resources. So you're probably used to scanning for stuff here with your scanner. For me, that's LB. And one of the buttons that you have here is this outpost option, which is X. And if I hit that, I then get this, which is the outpost. And this is going to be kind of like marking the land for me. Now what you want to be looking at this point is what available resources are within the range of this outpost. So currently it says aluminium and helium-3. Now if you're not happy with that, you can cancel out of it with B. And the reason why I'm just going to show you that is if we cancel out and I just have a little look at my scanner, we can just have a little look around and see whether we've got anything of interest around here. We could jump up a little bit and just check the surrounding area that way. Doesn't look like there's anything too exciting here. So what I'm going to do is just say, what the heck, we're going to drop the outpost here. That's what I was looking for. See there, that light green aspect there, that is a pool of helium-3. So I know that is really close. And sometimes we might see the other one. That looks like aluminium. There we go. So we know this is a pretty good area because we've got pools of both resources there. So let's put that outpost down. And you can place this anywhere. You use left stick to move it. You can also move it afterwards, so don't worry too much if you put it in an odd place. And to confirm it, we just press A. We have set our outpost. And then you get this waffle depending on where you are in the mission, and you're like, I can't see anything. Don't worry, my friends, we're going to do this. So we'll just hit OK to get rid of that. We don't care about that for the minute. We're just starting out, just learning. Now, this mode is damn awkward to see what's going on. So what I suggest you do is toggle the view. Down below there, for me, that's the screens button. It will show a different button if you're on the PC. This gives us an overhead view, and with a controller, I can zoom out using the right stick. So this is showing me as far out as I can. There's my outpost, so we can zoom in, so just so you can see there's little old me, look, little tiny me. And sorry, this shows kind of, if you hover it over there, that's quite good because you can see the, it's not doing it now, the radius of the initial thing. So that's sort of the zone it's going to cover, and sometimes that's important because that's how close you can build things to certain things. But this particular thing, the extractor helium-3, if it highlights all cool, that means you can place it. So I can't place it over here, so it goes red. But if I move it here, I'm using the left stick to do this, I can place it in this area here. Now, before you go crazy and start placing stuff, let's have a think about what we're looking at here. So these are extractors. So an extractor for helium-3 will, funny enough, extract helium-3 if you put it on an area where it can extract, i.e. this green circle that we've got here. You also need a certain amount of supplies for this. So I would pay attention to this because this is very important. And on the left-hand side, it shows you what you need to build this. So it says aluminium, nickel, and copper. So you need 5, 4, and 3 respectively. And on the left-hand side, it shows me how much stock or how much stuff I've got in my ship. So I've got more than enough to build one of these. However, I do not have power at the minute. You see it says power required 5, and I have nothing. So we need to solve that. If you look down the bottom, it shows you what's going on here. We've got cargo, crew, needed power, total power. So nothing at the minute, nothing being produced. So down the bottom right, I'm looking there. But if I select this and put this down, we are starting to get somewhere. We've got the, you know, one of the little things that we need. So let's do that. We'll build this. So we'll put it in this green zone here. And you can rotate it with left trigger, right trigger, or whatever buttons it shows under rotate just below my head here. So I'm going to put this one here and press A to build. So it then tells you a bit of useful help stuff. Cool. I'm not going to look at that because I already know what I'm doing, but you can read it to your heart's content if you want. And you can see it's saying, okay, you're not producing anything yet, but look down below, needed power 5. So we're like, aha, so what do we do now? Up above my head, we can flick between different sort of options for our outpost. So we're on extractors at the minute. If I right button over, or whatever button it shows to the right of power, you will see these options. So these are different power sources I can use. I can use a solar array, I can use a fueled generator, or a powered switch. So for me on this moon, there's quite a bit of sunlight, so the solar array should be fine. Now I've also got the requirements for this. I've got aluminium, beryllium, and copper, and this will produce power of 6, which will get my little old helium-3 extractor pumping away there. So we could put this anywhere, and power supplies work wirelessly. As long as they're in the area where you place them, they should power everything in the base for you. So we'll put this around somewhere. So I'll put it, say, over, I'm going to put it nearer towards the sort of outpost here, just so you know it doesn't really matter, you can move it if you want. So we'll put that there, and now look down below. It says needed power 5, total power 6, production 0.83 per minute. So what this is saying is every minute you should get 0.83 of helium-3. So you know, leave it a couple of minutes and we should have a helium-3 being produced by our extractor there, which is cool. So if we want more of that, guess what we've got to do? We've got to add more of these extractors. So if I add another one here, you can see it's currently highlighted red. And one of the reasons for that is if you try and put it too close to the other one, it won't let you. So you've got to go a little distance away until it highlights in a clear area here. And hopefully the sharper ones of you there will realize, hang on a minute, that's saying we need 5 power, and we've only got 6 power at the minute, so we ain't got enough power, have we? So guess what we need to do? We need to build another one of our solar power generators. So we could do that though. So we could place this, and I'm hoping you're going to see a problem that we've got in a minute. So if we hit OK, we're out of power. We're not increasing the production output because we need another generator. So we can go back to those. So we'll go to the solar array again, and then we can place this, and that's going to sort out our power requirements again. Now of course the problem that you've got here, check out my build requirements. So I've still got enough aluminium, beryllium, and copper, but I'm going to run out soon. So I can do that one, but check it out, now it shows as red, so I can't do it another one of these because I haven't got enough beryllium. So what you want to be doing as you're building your base is think about what resources you're going to need, and then you're going to think about where you're going to get those from. Of course, in an ideal world, you'd produce all your outposts to produce every single type of resource that you ever need, and happy days, but that takes quite some time to build. So there are other ways that we can get around this, which I'll show you in a minute. Anyway, we've now got 1.66 production going on here. We've got a total power of 12. But that's probably not going to be enough to have a little look at our other resource that we want to collect, which is aluminium. So you can see here, I can add one of these, but it needs a power of 5. So I'm going to run out here, and we've got a little bit of a problem. So if we have a little look back, we can have a little look at the other generators that we could possibly use. So one of which is this fueled generator, and what this requires is helium-3 to run. So in theory, what you could do is use your helium extractors to pump back into the generator to generate maybe enough helium-3 to keep stuff running. So we could consider doing that, or we've got the helium-3 being kind of produced by these solar arrays, and then we could get those to add some helium-3 to generate enough for this fuel generator. So maybe we'll have a little play with that. So I'll create one of those. I've accidentally put it in the wrong place. If you do that, you should be able to just go modify mode with B, and then go to here, and then you can move it with A. So that's no problem. You can move them around. So what we've got now is this little fuel generator here that's not working yet because we've got no helium-3 in it. So let me show you how this works. We could go and get some helium-3 and chuck it in there. So let's do that. So we'll come out here. So we'll hold B to exit that and check it out. Now, this is the stuff we've built. So we've got our little helium-3s here, and hopefully they've produced something for us. So let's go and have a little look. So when you come up to here, we can see this has got 2 helium-3s. So we'll take these, and what we could do with that is chuck it in our generator over here. So we'll say activate. And in fact, what we're going to need to do is just say we're going to need to, what do I want to do? I want to put some helium in it. Let me see. I think we may need to link it to something in order to get enough power for it. So let's do that. We're going to try linking one of these over to there and say, right, when you've got enough, power that generator. So let's see if that works. So we hit the scan button again. We go into the outpost with X, and then out to the toggled view. And then I want to go to modify mode with B. And what I'm going to do is say, look, I want an output link on this one. So right trigger output link. And I'm going to say, look, send that stuff over to here. I don't know whether that's going to work. Let's see whether we can do that or not. Output link from the extractor helium-3. Everything it produces will be automatically sent to the fuel generator. Yes, that's exactly what we want. So in theory, that's going to work. So we'll see what happens and see whether we will increase our power here. So let's come out of here and see what happens. Let's see whether we can activate our generator now. So we'll go activate. So it seems to be activated, and assuming that there's enough helium-3 in this generator over here, or this extractor, that should in theory work. So let's have a little look. So there's 4 helium here, and let's have a little look in our power mode now, in our outpost. Needed power, and check it out. Total power 32. We are cooking, my friends. We are cooking. So now we have enough for our aluminium extraction to get it on. So we'll go to the toggle view, and we'll come out here and hit the build mode with B down the bottom there, and we'll move to the extractor. So you can see the aluminium extractor, iron, aluminium and tungsten. We're all good with that. Oops, so I've gone to the wrong button there. Sorry, hang on. Where's it gone? Come here. Right, so I'm using the D-pad down to go to the aluminium extractor, and then rotating with left and right trigger. If it's a different button for you, it'll show down the bottom there, just beneath my sort of camera. And I'm going to put this one here and build one of these. And you can see we're cool. We've still got plenty of power, so let's chuck another one in. We've got enough resources, so we'll spread these out a little bit, and we will chuck one of those in as well. So what we've got now is a couple of extractors of aluminium going on. Now we can take things a bit further here. So you can see each of these is storing the amounts of items, but at some point they're going to get full, and then you're like, well, what do you do then? You can build your base up further. So moving LB and RB here, we've got these storage options, and depending on what you want to store, you will have these various different storage types. So just behind me here, you see I've got storage solid. So I'm going to use the storage solid here. I'll probably move me to the left-hand side when we look at this, just so you can see a bit easier, because there's storage liquid, storage gas, but we're going to use the storage solid here. So right trigger across to rotate it. It doesn't really matter where you put it, as long as it's fairly close to these aluminium extractors. So we'll put it here and build it. I've still got enough resource, but look, I can't add another one. So you can see just above my head, adaptive frame, not got enough, haven't got enough aluminium. So the other thing we can do here is go back to modify mode. So I hit B for that. So that was just down the bottom right hand side there. And then I can create output links here again. So for me, just over there, you see it says create output link towards the bottom right of the screen. So right trigger. And then what I'm doing here is placing a output link from this extractor over to this storage here. So I'm saying, look, man, when you extract stuff, slap it in that storage container for me. There's the good egg. And same one with this one. We'll do it here, and we'll do this as well. So what this is going to say is, all right, as soon as you've produced some aluminium, bang it over there. So you can see needed power 20, total power 32. So we're all cool. We should be producing enough aluminium to produce stuff here. We've also got this here, which is, this one is sending stuff to our power system here. And then this one is sending it nowhere at the minute. But we could say we want a bit of helium-3 as well. So we'll right trigger on here and put this one over us. Now I can't do that one because this needs gas storage. So I knew there was a point at this. So we'll go back to build mode and look at this. We haven't got enough stuff. We need adaptive frames, copper and tungsten. So what I'm going to do is write that down, because I'm going to show you where we get resources from now. So adaptive frame we can make, but the other two are key materials that we need to go and buy. So we're going to say copper, and I'm going to buy some of that, and I'm going to buy some tungsten. So we need some of that. So we'll just have a little look at the other things here that we may want to build as well. So we could have a habitat if you want to have a little base here to have a little sleep on or whatever. You could do these sort of things. I might build this if I've got enough resources for this. I do. So I'm going to build this just to show you how it works. The first thing you need is an airlock to access this. But what we'll do is we'll put the habitat first. So I'll put it there. It doesn't really matter what way around you put them. So I'll say I want a 4-wall hab there. And then up above it, I'm going to say I want a little airlock as well. Oh, did that work? It didn't look like it worked. I think I accidentally hit the wrong button. Let me try that again. Build. What is it moving? Ah, okay. It's because I can do up high if we want. So we're going to go, so I'm using the left stick to go up high there, but I want it on the floor. So we're just going to say, yeah, there. You could have more of these, as you can see. We can connect ones together if you want a big habitat. But I'm cool with that. So I move up on the D-pad, and then I can use this Outpost airlock. And then I'm rotating this around, and it'll snap to the habitat. So this is how we're going to get in there and be safe. Safe, man. So you can choose where you want to put this. I'm going to put it there. And we're all good there. So we'll have a little look at this now. So we'll come out of here and check it out. You know, we've got our outpost going on here, and this is our little habitat base. So we've got this little area inside, and we can also add stuff in here and have a little rest, come out of our spacesuit and stuff here if we want. So we'll open the airlock, and then when we're inside here, we can also build again. So we use the scanner, and when we're in here, we go outpost, and we can say, look, man, we've got, you know, we want to have something in here. So maybe we want to have an industrial workbench. So I've got enough iron and aluminium for this, so I'll put this in here. And if we have a little look, maybe we want to have you know, someone else here. So we can see we've not got enough aluminium and fiber for a bed. So I'm going to note that down, that I want a bit of a fiber at least. I do need some fiber, which you could get from collecting them from certain resources, but I'm going to say I want to add that. And at this point, you want to be thinking about, you know, what else you may want, because we're going to go shopping and get the resources that we want. So we'll have a little look and see. Another thing that would be quite cool is a landing pad. Now, if your ship is small, if it's the starter ship, you'll get away with the landing pad small. Mine is just over 40 meters because I added a little bit because I wanted some more storage space. So I need this one, and you can see I am missing beryllium. So I need some beryllium. I will note that. And I also need a lot of adaptive frames which require aluminium. So we'll say I may need to end up buying some aluminium. We'll see. Oh, and I need some zero wire. So you can see that 0 wire 2. So go through and do your little shopping list of the sort of stuff that you want. So we'll have a little look. Solar arrays, aluminium, beryllium. So we just want lots of that. And then the other thing you may want is, where is it? A turret to keep things safe. So again, beryllium is looking quite important. I've got to say I want quite a bit of that. Lots. And let's just have a little look at that landing pad. Oh, actually, I know one more thing I want is a transfer container. Tungsten. I knew I needed something. Oh no, I said I want tungsten, so I'm going to say lots of that as well. So transfer container. You know, now you're going to be thinking about what you want. So we're going to say I want a transfer container. I will explain what that is in a minute. I want... What was the other thing? My brain's gone. Oh, the landing pad. So we're going to say... Where's that? He's lost it. There it is. Landing pad with shipbuilder. LP shipbuilder. And that's... Oh, and then the turret. So that's the other 3 things we're going to go for in this case. So we'll go with turret. Ballistic turret. Okay, so now we need to go shopping. So we'll come out here, hold B to exit. And if you've gone to Jemison already, which surely you have by now, you'll be able to fast travel there. I could have just fast traveled from there. I don't know why I didn't do that. So we'll go here. We'll press to go to the star map. And we are going to go off to Jemison. And we're going to go and see UC... What is it? UC... Whatever it is. I can't remember what it's called. We'll go in here. What is it called? Distribution or something? In the commercial district? We'll soon know, my friends. We'll fly off here and we'll get our goodies, what we need. So we want adaptive frames, which we can make with aluminium. We want copper, tungsten, fiber, beryllium, and 0 wire. All the goodies that we want. So we shall go and get lots of that. So this is obviously going to cost money. So you may need to go and do some questing before you can build this lot. But I'm doing this just for you.
And reflections are almost enough.
It is UC distribution. Beautiful. So it's just up here. So I've gone to the commercial district. I've gone to UC distribution just here. And we will go and see whether they can help us with our little shopping list. So, hey.
I'm afraid.
What's up, Win?
Legislative action. I'm no longer able to allocate ships. I can, however, deal in general goods.
That's what I want. General goods.
Distribution.
Come on. Show me what you got. Show me the stuff.
Well, certainly.
Thank you. Right. I should probably move me to the other side now, shouldn't we? Right, so we see all of this stuff here, and what we are interested in is resources. So this is where we're going to have a little look here. So adaptive frames we can't buy because that's something we've got to make on that industrial workbench. I nearly said workbench. That would be unfortunate, wouldn't it? But we can have a little look and see whether they've got anything else that would be useful to us. So there's no aluminium here, which sucks. So we can't have that. What about copper? They can help us out with beryllium. We will have all of that. So I will buy all of that. Thank you very much. Copper we want. Let's see whether we got any copper. So depending on what you need, you may need to shop around a bit for this. So we'll buy that. And then we'll have a little look for... We wanted tungsten. Tungsten, 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 tungsten. We'll have that. Beautiful. Fiber. Come on, the fiber. Here it is. I'm going to take all of that as well. Beryllium we got, and aluminium they didn't have, did they? Let's just double check that. I can't believe that. No aluminium at all. Rubbish. Okay, so we've got quite a bit of what we needed there. So I'm hoping we'll have made some aluminium because we're a bit short on that, which is quite annoying. We could sell them some once we've got this all cooking though. So there are a couple of other shops in this area, so you could have a little look around whether you can get any of the other bits. I'm just trying to think. Pretty sure there's another one over here somewhere, but I'm just trying to think where it is. So here's what I was looking for at Jemison Mercantile, which is right near where your ship lands on Jemison. So when you come into here, where's she gone? Oi, come here, Molly. I need to buy some stuff.
Oh, please take a look.
Cheers. So here they've actually got some more resources that are quite useful, so we can have some adaptive frames if we want. So we'll grab those just to save me making some. We've got some aluminium, so I'm going to take that. I also wanted, I think I got the other bits, so I'm just going to buy some more bits here just so I've got plenty of things. So we'll go with that and a beryllium, wasn't it? We need lots of beryllium. Aluminium, copper. Tungsten. And then 0 wire.
Appreciate the business.
So there you go, we're pretty good there. So what we'll do is we'll go back off to our landing area and see what we can make. So we'll come back out of the system here. Actually it's there, isn't it? So we need to go to guts. And now we should be able to see where our little base is. I'm trying to think which one it is. It's probably that one. There we go, Kurt's Outpost 1. So we'll set our course here, travel. And we will continue with our little build. So we've added a couple more bits that we wanted to do here. I don't know why that didn't let me land straight away, but we'll do it again as it was grumpy. Hello. Set there, landing target, land. So we'll see what our base has been doing while we've been away buying all the goodies. And make our extra bits that we want to make. So let's see, hopefully everything is working alright. So generator seems to be working okay. But let's have a little look, see if everything is behaving as we would expect. So the outpost, total power still good. So everything should be being producing stuff. So let's go and see what we've made with aluminium since we've been away. So I'll just come out of this build mode. And check it out, we got 26 aluminium going on there, which is really cool. So that is all happy days that we've got some stuff going on there. So let's add the other little bits that we wanted. So the first thing we wanted was a bit of gas storage. So we'll do that. So we'll go to the outpost again and have a little look at the gas storage. Let's see, where was it under storage? There we go, hiding behind my head. Let me move top left for you. So we'll select that, we'll flick to the toggle view. And we're going to pop this one just over here. So we'll just build that there. So that's cool, we've got that. Now I want to use that output link. So I need to remember which way round I was putting things. What have we got there? That's the generator. So this one, we want to output link there to the gas storage. Like so. So that's going to say, right, this one is still powering the power station. This one is being stored in the gas storage. So there's a couple of other things that I wanted to build here. So if we go to the build mode again, we need to have a little look. I totally forgot what it was I wanted to build now. Let's have a little look. So it was, I did make a note, the shipbuilder and the transfer station, transfer container, which is this thing here. So you can build this anywhere, and what this is going to do is you can basically transfer stuff over to this. Whoops, there we go. So we'll do this like so. And like it says here, you can fill your transfer container by putting output links to it from extractors and builders. Okay, so we'll do that. So what we're saying now is, right, we want to link this so it goes automatically into here. I could, I suppose, put it from here to here. I'm not sure about that, whether that's needed or not, but I'm just going to do it that way just for argument's sake. It looks like I actually already made one of these, so I did. So if you've got one too many, you can always delete it. Hover over it and hit X to delete. You have to hold down X to delete it. or whatever button it shows on the bottom right hand interface there. And then we want to create an output link from here to here. So what this is now basically doing is giving one central location for this stuff to come into, and this makes more sense when we've actually got a landing area for the ship to land on as well. So let's have a little look at that, what we need for that. So the build mode, and it was the big landing place that I wanted for this, wasn't it? So we'll go through and see where that is. So there we go, landing pad with shipbuilder. So the main thing I'm missing is the adaptive frames. I need another 15 of them to be able to do this. So we're going to come out of here and go to our little habitat and see whether we can make 15 of them with that little industrial bench that I built earlier. I'm not sure whether I've got enough resources or not. We'll soon find out. So let's use it. So we're going to craft, and I can make up to 30, so we're good. So we're going to make, I think it was 15 I needed, so confirm.
Something for me as well.
Happy days. We can probably make a bed in, as well in here for a little bit of rest in a minute. But let's just see whether we can get this big old landing thing in, because I want to show you something pretty cool with this as well. Okay, so into the build mode, the outpost, toggle view. And what we want is that landing sort of, I can't remember what it's called. Landing pad with shipbuilder, there it is. So we're going to zoom right out. You can see this thing takes up some serious space. So we're going to go and see where we can put it. Maybe there, I'll rotate it around so we can just run off of this and go to our habitat. So obviously a bit overkill here, but I'm just trying to illustrate a point here, and you can use this on other outposts as well. So we'll build that, and you can see now it's moaning. It says needed power 20, total power 12. So we've obviously got a power problem with our generators here, not being able to generate enough to power our system here. So I need to think about that as well. So let's see whether we can add a bit more solar power to help, you know, get things back on track. So we'll go back on here. Solar array, I can put plenty of these now because I've got lots of resources. So let's just sort the power out. There we go. Everything is good now. So we're happy. So we're back out. So the point about this is we should now be able to land on this landing pad now with our ship. So remember, I needed to build the big one just because of the size of my ship. So if you have the smaller ship, you get away with this smaller ship build. So let's go back to the ship, and then we'll land it on there. So we'll go back to ship, fast travel, yes. And then we'll take off. And the whole point about this, I know it's a bit convoluted, but in theory, the stuff that we've built should enable us to access that when we land on the landing pads, just making life a bit easier rather than you have to go and collect stuff from each extractor. But we'll just, and also landing is going to be that little bit easier now in theory as well. So let's have a little look. So we'll go and have a little look down here. So here's our outpost. So let's set the landing target and land. And hopefully we'll land on the landing pad now as opposed to just on some rocks. Let's see if it's sensible enough to do that. It has. Check it out. Look, our ship is up there. So if we fast travel to the ship, let's do that. So we'll go to the star map. Surface map, sorry. I'm not thinking, am I? Fast travel to ship. Yes. In theory, we'll be able to access the aluminium that's sitting in that thing. So to do that, you just be on your ship. Just be on your ship. That's not even English. You want to be on your ship. And then when you get up, what we should be able to do is if we go to the cargo hull when we're docked, we should be able to see this stuff. So if we hit the transfer, inventory and check it out down below. Kurt's Outpost 1 resources. And we have 9 aluminium and 15 helium free. So things are working as we would expect. There was a couple of other small little tool things that I want to do just before we finish up, just to show you those as well, which was add a bed to our little hab area and also a little turret as well, just to try and help defend things in case any baddies come. So we'll just have a little look at that. So we'll just come off of here, go to our habitat, which is just down here. And we need to think where we want to put those. So let's have a little look and just add those as well. So we'll do the build and outpost. So ballistic turret. So we'll go to the view mode, and then we could decide where we wanted to put these. So we've got plenty of resource for this, so we can see there it's going to require a bit of power, but we could just put those around. So I don't know, let's put one near the storage. Right, so you could have these different turrets here. So I need to keep an eye on those different sort of power requirements. So you can see we've got lots of power that we could add though, and I just need to make sure I've got enough stuff here. So I don't want to put loads of them in, because I also want to go into the habitat and just add a bed so we can rest as well. So you can see there's our turrets. We'll hopefully keep things safe. You'd obviously put them a bit more tactical than I've just done there. I'm just illustrating a point. And lastly, just adding this in here. So the build mode here, and then we go to the outpost, and then when we're in here, build mode, we could put a ballistic turret in here. What we wanted, I think it was a bed, wasn't it? So let's see. Where is it? There it is. There's a bed. Whoops, I didn't want to put that there, but we could put one for my companion as well. So we should have rotated it first, but you can go and adjust that afterwards if you so wish. You get the idea. So we've got that. So I think that's everything that I wanted to do. So if you just go back to the modify mode here, and then you can move it by hitting A, and you can rotate it around so it shows where it was, and then we just chuck it in the new area like so. That's it really. So hopefully that made sense to you. I know there was a lot of information there. If it did, give us a thumbs up please. That's how to build an outpost in Starfield. I hope that was of brilliant help, and if it was, let me know with a comment. Any questions on it, do let me know. I'll do my best to help with future videos. I'll put a set of tutorials at the end of here on Starfield. If you like what you see, have a little look at those, and if you want to see more of this sort of stuff, hit that subscribe please. I don't just cover Starfield but many other games as well. Thanks so much.